Try $5 combos at El Pollo Loco, like the original Pollo Bowl with chips and a drink. Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers trying to even this series up at a game apiece against the first place Arizona Diamondbacks. We'll throw Matt Cook tonight. Arizona's starting pitchers 9-0 this season in this ballpark. The rookie trying to continue that success that they've had against this Dodger lineup that'll start with Chris Taylor as the shortstop tonight. Hitting second, Jock Peterson. Yasmani Grandal, another big night last night with 3 hits. He hits third, then Bellinger. Kemp out of the 5 spot. Utley's at second. Verdugo, Muncy, and then Kershaw. No, Cook's in the rotation because of injury issues they've had. Taijuan Walker lost for the season with a Tommy John surgery. And Cook back and forth between AAA and the majors already, but pretty good numbers through a couple of starts and 1 stint out of the bullpen.
He's filled in very nicely and actually wants to move from a fill-in to somebody who can't be taken out of the rotation. 4-pitch mix. None of the pitches so far this year are being hit for an average over 200. The curveball is his best pitch statistically right now, an average under 100. But you're going to see them all. He's a pitcher. There's nothing that's overpowering. It's about location and movement.
He's 27. Making his 3rd start of the season as Chris Taylor climbs in and we get ready to go here in game 2 with the roof again open. Very overcast today. Very cool for Phoenix. Diamondbacks' best record in the National League. They've won all 9 series they've played so far. The Dodgers trying to get on track, having dropped 6 of 7. So we're all set and off we go with a fastball strike. Up and down when you're looking simply at the wins and losses so far for the Dodgers. Started 4-9, then they won 7 of 8 before this recent patch. It's a fastball that misses, 1-1.
Well, playing in the National League West and have played the Giants and Arizona so much, these games get more and more important as Arizona's lead is at 8 games, and I think it's extra important when Clayton Kershaw is on the mound.
Bouncing ball left side, base hit to open the night. Chris Taylor with a leadoff single against Cook. And it brings up Jock Peterson. We take a look at our Land Rover Performance Spotlight. It's on the Dodgers center fielder who's been their hottest hitter over the last week.
You know what? Dave Roberts, Turner Ward have said we've got to give him more at bats. And in that time, he has rewarded them. You didn't see results early on, but they saw in the batter's box a guy that's calmer, a guy that's got a purpose, and they like the at-bats, and now it is really starting to produce.
He gets a shot in the 2 spot tonight. 2nd time that he's hit there this year. Cook out of the stretch for the first time. Delivers. A little bit low, ball 1. 8-5 Diamondbacks in the opener last night. Dodgers charged back late in that game, but again the bullpen had a hard time locking things down and allowing that comeback to mean anything. They gave up 4 runs over 4 innings. Peterson swings through it, 1-1.
So much depth in the everyday lineup right now, but the Dodgers don't feel that depth in the bullpen. You know, we have all these injuries with Puig and 3/4 of the infield being out with Forsythe, Turner, and Seager now. But offensively, they still feel good about themselves, but they don't feel good about the depth in the bullpen right now. There's just not a lot of guys in a very good place.
Two and one on Peterson. Even the sure thing, Kenley Jansen, has been far from a sure thing.
And if Kenley turns his 3 games around, it's a 6-game flip because they move from one column to the other column. And then if you look at the other pieces in the bullpen, Tom Kohler and Scott Alexander, one is hurt and one is now in AAA. Those guys were counted on as high leverage inning guys. So when Dave Roberts goes to the bullpen after Clayton Kershaw here tonight or before Kenley Jansen, he's not guessing, but it's strictly going to be by matchup. I don't think anybody has a role other than Kenley.
Maybe Kershaw will just go 9.
That would work.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Jock Peterson with Taylor at first and nobody out. First inning. Here comes Matt Cook with a 2-2, and Peterson gets drilled in the back of the knee. Appears to be just fine. The table's set. 2 on, nobody out.
Catcher, number 9.
You just flinch. Glad that's on the calf. Seems like every time a Dodger gets hit, Yasmani Grandal has been hit by Greinke 2 times. Justin Turner's injury, of course, and then balls being fouled off of feet and everything. You just kind of flinch right now if you're a Dodger and somebody makes contact with a ball the wrong way.
You know, we've talked about strikeouts being way up across baseball, more strikeouts than hits for the first time in a single month in Major League history in April. Baseball's also on pace to set a record for hit batsmen in a season. First and second for Grandal, and he takes ball 1. We saw Grandal get hit last night by Greinke. Zach Greinke's hit 2 batters over the last 3 years. It's been Grandal both times.
Ex-battery mate. Yasmani got a little frustrated with the second one. Like, what is going on, dude?
That's a strike, 1-1. Strike on the outside corner. There's a lot of talk about that last night. Jerry Lane had a very generous outside corner for Greinke, and there is no worse pitcher in baseball probably to have going against you when that's the case than him.
It wasn't borderline calls. It was consistently balls 4 to 7 inches off the plate.
And they do have scouting reports on umpires. Jerry Lane's scouting report didn't show particularly wide outside corner. Kind of middle range as far as an umpire's own heat map. Gave a little bit traditionally, but not like last night. So the Dodgers are totally caught off guard by that. A 2-1. Strike 2.
It's a nice start to the first inning, of course, but after the earthquake that shook the Dodgers yesterday with Corey Seager's news, with Tommy John surgery in his near future, we'd like to get off to a hot start right here. Kind of settle into what is going to be the rest of the season.
A 2-2 pitch. Grandal bounces one back to Cook. Started to second one, a double play.
When it's hit this hard and it hits your glove on the mound, you've got plenty of time, and Cook does not rush. Make sure he has a good grab, takes a little crow hop to get off the angle of the back of the mound. Good feed, guaranteed double play.
So a chance for him to get out of this inning now as Bellinger comes up with 2 out. And Taylor at third. Getting a lead against the Diamondbacks so important. How good the back end is for them. Really the entire bullpen, best in baseball. Bellinger pops the first pitch that he sees foul. Now Arizona has only 1 loss this season when getting the lead in the first 3 innings of the game. Normally you see that like after 6, after 7.
Yeah.
But yeah, when they lead at any point in the first 3 innings, they've only lost 1 time. Oh, 2.
In some ways it's a short sample, in other ways it's a pretty good size sample. You know, a whole month is 1/6 of the season or so. And they have been solid as starters and outstanding as relievers.
Dodgers trying to take advantage of an opportunity here in the first. Bellinger flips a fly ball to left field. Descalso has room, and despite putting the first 2 on, come away with a 0 and send Clayton Kershaw out there to open the month of May after this. Coming to bat for the first time tonight. Here's the lineup. David Peralta was hit on the hand last night in his day-to-day, so it's Descalso to lead off. Then Ahmed hitting second. Goldschmidt and Pollock. Chris Owings in right. Ketel Marte with his first start of the series. Same for Avila and Marrero. Well, Kershaw got off to a good start this year, but his last 2 times out, not the same. ERA's above 5, and that included the 6-walk game his last time out. So unlike him.
Yeah, in his first 32 innings, he only had 3 walks. In the last 5 innings, he's had 6 walks, and I'm sure that's the first thing he's going to concentrate on is throwing strikes, staying away from those 3-ball counts. But with that philosophy, the league likes to hit him on the very first pitch. So he wants to get ahead, stay away from the 3-ball counts, but he also has to make a quality pitch on the first pitches.
First pitch tonight, a strike to the outside corner. Yeah, the league on the first pitch of the at-bat, to your point, Worrell, is hitting .480. After that, .180. Fly ball towards the left field corner. Alex Verdugo, not a ton of room there, but he's got enough. And Kershaw gets the first out on 2 pitches. Well, the suddenly powerful Nick Ahmed comes up. A home run last night and is starting to develop a reputation as a Dodger killer. Would you believe that over the last 4 years, Nick Ahmed is tied for 5th when it comes to home runs against the Dodgers? It goes Arenado, Goldschmidt, Pollock, Cargo, names you'd all expect to be up there, and then tied with Jake Lamb, Nick Ahmed, 8 home runs against LA the last 4 seasons. Kershaw brings him in 0-1. A curve lands for strike 2.
With that history, Clayton Kershaw knows it. He'll pitch him a little tougher. You get that in your memory banks. You start to scout your opposing team that you're going to go up against, and you see a trend like that. All of a sudden, Mr. Ahmed is going to get a little more attention.
And a fastball away, 1-2.
This is probably the most dangerous Nick Ahmed has been, even with that history, because he has opened up his swing and his increased bat speed and power.
Kershaw gets him with a slider for out number 2.
Outstanding slider, and love the fact that Clayton went with an arm side fastball prior to that pitch to set it up.
And now we get one of the premier matchups you'll find in baseball. Kershaw against Goldschmidt. With the bases empty and 2 out. Here's the first one. It's a curve high, 1-0. Lifetime, he's homered against him 3 times, but the average not good. Ripped by third, that's foul.
Goldie likes to hit the hard stuff, and Clayton throws his slider and his curveball, and really to Goldie, he is not going to get as many fastballs as he gets from most people. That looked like a harder slider. Clayton's about 52% off speed stuff, 48% fastballs, and to somebody like Goldie, I think it'd even be a greater percentage.
No, curveball misses low, 2-1. He's throwing the fastball not just when it's against Goldie, but against the league less than he's ever thrown it.
He's gone curveball, high, slider, curveball here.
Goes slider for strike 2.
Great execution. His slider looks the best I've seen it this year, just in the few I've seen this inning.
Looking for a 1-2-3 first inning. He's got it with a curve. Clayton Kershaw looking good out of the gates against Arizona. Off and rolling. And after this curveball sits Goldschmidt down through an inning and no score. No score to the second. Matt Kemp leads off against Matt Cook. That takes strike one.
The folding chair comes out when your posture doesn't match the bench, and you don't want to sit there in between innings as a pitcher and go out and take them out with a little bit of a stiff back. You get the chair that's most comfortable for you.
Kemp pulls a bouncer to short. Nick Ahmed comes the first out. Alana has more on the chair.
It's actually more on the bench. Dun dun dun. The visitors bench in this dugout is not flush, so when you sit down on it, it's raised a little bit on the lower part, so you actually start to lose circulation in your legs and you start to have your legs go numb. That was put that way on purpose so the visiting team could never get comfortable. That is why Clayton Kershaw never sits on the bench.
So one bench on one side, a completely different constructed bench in the home dugout.
I think you have to go back to Buck Showalter, who designed a lot of this stadium.
Chase Utley,
the original skipper of the Diamondbacks. He was hired a year or two even before the franchise came here. Helped pick out the color of the uniforms at that time, put the runway between the pitcher's mound and home plate. He's a sly one.
No balls, 2 strikes. Boy, he's got a tough go of it this year in Baltimore. They are a mess.
Yeah.
8-20 starting the day. They're one of the 8 teams finishing April on pace for more than 100 losses. Utley strikes out swinging quickly. 2 gone here in the second. Just to put that into perspective, there's only been 1 team to lose 100 games the last 4 years. The Twins in 2016. Through it the month this year, 8 teams on pace to lose 100.
That's sad for baseball. It's a lot of fans coming to the park to enjoy the game that they absolutely love, but not a lot of hope that their team is going to win.
Alex Verdugo slashes the first pitch that he sees towards the left field corner. Descalso won't get there. Ground rule double for Verdugo.
Carl's Cam great play of Alex Verdugo's double. It's his third hit since he's been called up from the minor leagues, and he's going to get a few more at bats with Chris Taylor being moved into shortstop. Kiki Hernandez wandering on the field where Dave Roberts needs him that day. Jock Peterson a hot bat, and Alex Verdugo is pitching in with some ABs and some hits.
Keeps things alive for Max Muncy, who Matt Cook will be careful against with the pitcher due next. Started him with a changeup and miss. Nice little run going for Muncy with a hit in 3 straight after his home run last night. That came after an 0 for 15 slump. Dodgers starting to get a little bit of production from third base. Solana was talking about during the pregame show. It's outside, ball 2. Yeah, now they're just going to put him on intentionally after he didn't chase those first 2. And put it on Kershaw's shoulders with 2 on and 2 out.
Pitcher, number 22.
That works in the Dodgers' favor. Going to turn the lineup over, and you also have a pitcher up there who's going to grind out at bat and give you a chance. See that 231 batting average. 2 hits in 1 game.
Opening day, and then another one in San Francisco or against Miami last week. Strike 1. Verdugo at second, Muncy at first. Kershaw takes strike 2 as Avila was completely crossed up on that. I don't know how he caught it cleanly.
Well, no matter how long you have caught, when that happens, that is amazing. And he caught it, and they're having a good laugh back there. Home plate umpire Greg Gibson.
How about him still trying to frame it, even though he's fallen over? Cook's 0-2 will come after he steps off.
Avila might have forgot what he called because he didn't call timeout and say we need to get these signs straight. That's what they might have been laughing about. I thought I called slider. I guess I didn't.
It happens to all of us in different ways, right? It's like when you forget the pens above your ear. Pencil just sitting on your ear. Strike 3 called, and that's the inning. Won't hear too much of a complaint from Kershaw. Just say, okay, maybe I can attack that spot in the strike zone. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family, only at Jack in the Box. Austin Barnes, his wife Nicole, and their dog Bell Bell Cool J.
Here, Bell Bell.
Cool J.
Here, Cool J.
For real, that's the name. A.J. Pollock coming up. Bottom of the second inning, no score. And Pollock coming off a 3-home-run game. His 9 home runs this year, tied for the lead in the NL. 5 of them have come against the Dodgers. So he's leading the league in homers. He's 3rd in the league in RBIs. Starting to look like he looked during his one fully healthy season in 2015 when he was an all-star.
He's a very special talent, and he is showing it off this year. Not only healthy, but kind of a year under his belt to kind of get strong and get back into things.
First pitch from Kershaw. This is away. Now, Turner Ward was the hitting coach here in Arizona before he was the hitting coach for the Dodgers, and managed a lot of these guys coming up through the minors before he was their hitting coach. That's a tapper foul. He can't say enough about the 2 main cogs in the order, Paul Goldschmidt and A.J. Pollock, and their day-to-day approach to hitting.
Well, not only are they guys that are really talented, but they're never satisfied, and they always want to learn, and they know it's a game of adjustments, and they know the league's adjusting to them, and they have to adjust back, and they work on that on a daily basis, and Turner loved that about them. I think Turner has really fostered that culture now with the Dodgers, that he's not just a hitting coach, he's like the leader of a culture, and he's done an amazing job. His bedside manner with the hitters is fantastic.
Pollock's worked ahead, 3-1. AJ played for him in Double-A Mobile. Kershaw home with a 3-1. Pollock drills one left field. My goodness. A.J. Pollock on fire with a National League leading 10th home run.
There are hot hitters in the lineup, but this guy is scorching right now. Just did not get it down. And Pollock, the way he's swinging the bat right now, does not miss mistakes.
Chris Owings shanks one on the ground to second. Chase Utley throws him out, 1 away. Now, there was discussion about how well the ball was flying last night around the Dodger clubhouse, batting cage today during batting practice, and a lot of it attributed to, like you mentioned, the wind, which was about 15 miles per hour. Comes in here, bounces off the grandstand, and tends to carry balls out when it reflects back. Wind not quite as strong tonight, but there still is some wind that's getting caught up in here and helping the ball travel. Ketel Marte takes ball 1. One and one. Back to that home run.
Yeah, really a bad combination here. A.J. Pollock swinging a hot bat. Clayton Kershaw coming off an outing where he walked 6 and he's in a 3-1 count. He wants to throw a strike, but he doesn't want to throw one that he kind of hangs, but he's out there like, I need to attack this outing. I need to keep my pitch count down. I need to go after this guy. And Pollock made him pay.
Foul, 1 and 2. Kershaw's made 2 starts against Arizona already. Gave up 2 runs over 6 innings in this ballpark on April 3rd. And then, like we talked about, probably his best start of the season came against the D-backs. Midway through April at Dodger Stadium, just 1 run on 2 hits over 7 innings. And he K'd a season high 12 in that game. Just misses here. That's a pitch that he needs.
The arm side strikes are something that really set up the right-handed hitters now. Clayton early in his career known for that inside fastball attacking there. You can know it's coming really hard to hit.
Fly to center and caught by Peterson.
Now the league knows that he's lost a notch or 2 in his belt as far as the fastball is concerned, and so when he comes inside, it's not quite the velo that they might be a little anxious about. So the way to combat that, if you're Clayton, is to throw more strikes and more command on the outer half of the plate, using both sides a little bit more. And so when he throws that arm side strike to lefties or righties, it really sets up the whole arsenal.
Only 2 left-handed hitters in there tonight. This is one of them, and Alex Avila. Take strike 1.
Something strange happened on the way to the ballpark. Clayton Kershaw has reverse splits so far this year. Lefties are hitting higher than righties by a lot. Over 300 the left-handers are hitting them, and just over 200 the right-handers are hitting them.
So what happened on the way to the ballpark?
It was strange for me to read that while I was studying at the mall. You just don't want to go there, huh?
No, I'm not going to go down the path. I'm not going to go where you're trying to take me.
Just letting you lead you right there.
I fouled off. So it was before you got to the ballpark.
Well, I was in the Uber reading stats and getting ready, and I'm like, wow, this is really odd. So thinking about where I saw that and realized that something strange happened on the way to the ballpark. Follow my logic, Joe.
I'm with you now.
Oh,
Just
okay,
took me a minute. Avila takes the ball, 1-2. First, I was thinking, I seem to remember those splits being the same like at breakfast this morning.
Well,
I didn't know it.
I'm not awake yet when you're having breakfast.
The 1-2 now. Curve taken low by Avila, who swings less than any player in baseball. And that has not always been his thing. 31 years old, 10th season in the majors for him. Waiting on a 2-2. And looking at a fastball to the outside corner for strike 3. It's Kershaw's 3rd. Gives up the leadoff homer to Pollock, then sits him down in order.
for this week's MLB Facebook Watch Game. Follow MLB Live on Facebook to catch exclusive national game broadcasts all season long.
Matt Cook back out there with a 1-0 lead. Top of the third here in Phoenix. Second time to the Dodger order. Taylor, Peterson, and Grandal coming up. It's part of the order. Put the first two on in the first inning, but couldn't cash in. Strike one on Taylor. Quickly, no balls, 2 strikes against the guy from Cherokee, Iowa. Small town, about 5,000 people, northwest part of the state, near South Dakota. All-American kid there, Washington High School. Obviously playing baseball. His coach was his dad. Played football. It's all district. Star basketball player. 2-time All-State as a high jumper. Taylor bangs a base hit to left center. He's 2 for 2, and the leadoff man aboard here in the third.
As soon as you started with small town, I thought you were going to go as an 8th grader played varsity. Chris Taylor, his stats are down, but the peripherals are up, and everybody knows the average is going to come up. His exit velocity, his launch angle, his BABIP, all the peripherals say he has been playing well and hitting well, just not getting the results.
So a couple of singles for Taylor, and here's Jock Peterson. Takes a strike. Ball and a strike. It wasn't just the athletics for Matt Cook. He was also class president, National Honor Society member, student council guy. And instead of signing a pro contract right out of high school, because he was drafted, wanted to go to college, went and played at Louisville. And then the Mets drafted him from there in 2002. 3rd rounder. Peterson rolls one to second. They get the out at second and turn a double play for the second time in the first 3 innings.
Not many times on a double play that you compliment the second baseman's arm, but watch that feed. That was a bullet. A couple of good arms right there, but this first one was what really made them get the double play. Hitting Ahmed in stride with a bullet at his chest.
Defense has been one of the strengths for them, complementing that fantastic pitching they've had so far. Breaking pitch for a strike on Grandal. Grounded into the first of those 2 double plays. One and one. Two on one. Mentioned Cook was a Mets draft pick. Came over here in the Addison Reed trade. 2015. Made his major league debut the next September. It was pretty good in his first month in the bigs. Had big expectations for him going into last year, but he dealt with injuries during spring training, and then that trickled over to a shoulder problem early on. Missed the first 2 months, diminished velocity, never really did come back last year. Throws this one past Grandal, and it's a 2-out walk. Made 10 starts at the AAA level last year and had an ERA of 8.5. Pitched in one major league game. Happened to be against the team that drafted him in New York. And he gave up 3 runs without recording an out. So that was the year that Matt Cook was coming off of. It's a long ways from where he's sitting at right now with that 1.93 ERA. Is a really important piece to what the Diamondbacks are doing early this year.
If they stay healthy in the rotation, he's probably squashed down there in AAA for a while.
Dealing with the thin air in the PCL. Bellinger takes ball 1. AAA Reno for Arizona. The ball flies like crazy there.
I don't see how you can develop pitching there, but it was a lot of fun for me to go through Albuquerque, so I guess they could develop it in Reno.
2 balls, no strikes.
A good ERA in the PCL in those days was anything, if you could get it around 4 or slightly under 4, you were like in the top 10 in ERA in the league.
Teach you to keep the ball down though, right?
Oh yeah, you got Phoenix and Albuquerque and Salt Lake City and just unbelievable launching pads.
See if Bellinger gets one to drive on 2-0. He did and came up empty 2-1.
Vegas was even in there. Oh my God.
Still are.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm going to give up runs, but I'm not going to give up. That's the attitude you develop.
Is that the league tagline?
It should be T-shirts for every team and pitching staff.
It's on the PCL logo on the crest. 3-1 on Bellinger.
When I moved from the National League to the American League for a few years, I felt like I needed the same T-shirt too. All of a sudden, those circular lineups are a little different than. I think I'll pitch around the 6th hitter to get to the 7th, and then I'll take the 8th and the pitcher. Not over there.
On a 3-1, Bellinger drills one. See you later. Cody Bellinger, a 2-run shot to put the Dodgers in front. Fourth of the season for Bellinger, and the Dodgers lead it 2-1. Now Kemp fouls off the first pitch.
What a swing. He gets all of it. I'm sure he's got a lot of friends and family. Dave Roberts can greet him with a double high five and say, run as fast as you want on that one. Or as slow.
Yeah. 435 feet.
Really?
Yeah. Kemp with the tapper to short. Ahmed. Dodgers take advantage of the 2-out walk issued to Yasmani Grandal. The home run from Bellinger's taken Kershaw from down 1 to up 1.
Clayton Kershaw gets some run support. 5th from the bottom of the NL, but he's getting some tonight.
And a smile. with his second home run of the season, or his fourth home run of the season. And Clayton Kershaw back to work, bottom of the third, facing Devin Marrero. Strike one with an arm side fastball. Then to the curve for strike two.
He keeps that curveball away from right-handers. It is so hard for them to pick up because it just drops it on the outer half of the plate. It must feel like it starts like where Chase Utley is playing and then drops in.
Marrero lays off a slider, 2-2. Over from the Boston Red Sox earlier this year. On a 2-2 pitch, Marrero takes it in the dirt, and he's worked it full. Boston Red Sox are the only team with a better record than Arizona right now. 21-7 coming into the day. Got in on him. It'll be a tough play. Kershaw throws wide of the bag and down the line. Kemp picks it up as Marrero stops at second.
It actually goes the perfect distance, right where they're going to have to decide between each other. And when they do, Clayton just had to reload. If he gets it on the first grasp, I think the throw's more accurate, and it probably is going to be on time. I know this will go as a hit and an error, but it was a great effort by Clayton.
He gets the pitcher, Cook, up there in a bunt situation. Corner's already pinched in for the Dodgers. Strike one.
Cody can really charge over there, cheating in also with his speed and great angle, being a left-handed thrower to get the ball to third base.
Strike two.
Probably going to be a fastball away or a slider low and away. That'll protect Cody. You don't want to throw something off speed or inside that he could actually possibly pull the ball if he's not bunting.
Jeez, Bellinger about 30 feet away as he stabs through it for the first out.
He did throw him the curveball. Clayton said, "I'll just get him out. You can stand as close as you want." Cody watching the delivery. In situations where it's a non-pitcher bunting, a lot of times the pitcher and the first baseman or the pitcher and the third baseman will discuss pitch selection to protect them, and so they have a lot of confidence to really charge.
Second time through the order now. Here's Descalso. Started the game by flying to left. Ball one high.
Dodgers made an interesting selection tonight, putting Matt Kemp in right and Alex Verdugo in left, but I think it was because Clayton Kershaw's on the mound. They expected more balls to be hit to left. Verdugo with more range out there. Probably going to get more chances.
That one's down the line. Peeling foul.
Left-handers have a tendency to roll over Clayton or maybe hit the fly ball to left field, and the right-handers, with him predominantly inside with the slider and the fastball and the curveball, have a tendency to pull more balls to left field.
A pop-up again down the line. Verdugo sprinting on, showing off some of that range, making the catch over the foul line for out number 2.
Shortstop, Nick Ahmed.
Runner at second with 2 out. Nick Ahmed comes up. Struck out his first time. Still, though, 8 for his last 14. Hottest Arizona hitter outside of A.J. Pollock. Softly rolled to third for Max Muncy, and despite the leadoff man reaching second, no damage against Kershaw, who leads 2-1 after 3.
Key pieces to this Dodgers lineup: Justin Turner and Logan Forsythe continuing to work out in their rehab progress over at Camelback Ranch, the the Los Angeles Dodgers spring training facility. Now, there's a difference in when they're going to go out on their rehab assignments. Earlier, it was suggested that Justin Turner was going to go out at the end of this week, perhaps this weekend, on a rehab assignment. That has since been pushed back to next week. Now, Logan Forsythe could potentially go out on a rehab assignment this weekend. Dave Roberts saying that Justin Turner, although it's been pushed back a little bit, doesn't need as many rehab games as Logan Forsythe will need. Justin Turner taking some dry swings today. You saw them playing catch today. Logan Forsythe in the cage working on his swing as well. So hopefully they can come back soon, because they certainly need the production at third base, guys.
Chase Utley starting this fourth. And taking a strike, 1-1 against Matt Cook. This team is going to look much different a few weeks from now when they get both those pieces, and hopefully before then Yasiel Puig back in the lineup. Off speed makes it 1-2, and so you know that front office is going to want to get a look at what the roster looks like, what it's going to look like for the long term before pursuing anything, and wanting to give the guys opportunities that are going to have them as a result of the Seager injury. Give them the look.
I think of the response around the trade deadline of teams when all of a sudden the front office goes out and gets somebody, and it gives that enthusiasm and like, wow, they're right there with us. Well, this front office is definitely right there with this team, and You don't have to trade for Logan Forsythe. You don't have to trade for Puig. You don't have to trade for Turner. You're going to get those guys.
Utley serves one down the left field line that Descalso can't squeeze. It's off his glove. And Utley hustles into second. We'll see what it's ruled. No matter what, the Dodgers have the leadoff man in scoring position. We're just talking about how defense has been a strength for the Diamondbacks.
This ball is carrying and curving, and Descalso will tell you he should have had that. That's a flat-out clank. Gets leather on it, but it's off the thumb of his glove.
E7.
But you think how enthusiastically a trade is met in August, empowering a roster and a locker room and a fan base. Well, those guys are coming back a lot sooner than August. There's a lot of season left.
Alex Verdugo takes ball one outside. And of course, the obvious name that people bring up is Manny Machado, who's in the final year of his contract in Baltimore. And the Orioles at some point are probably going to deal Manny Machado, but they have all the leverage in the world right now. It would take a ton for a guy who's going to be a rental. That's low, 2-0.
And the first name on the list is going to be Walker Buehler, and that's not going to happen. And I think it's especially not going to happen on a year when Clayton Kershaw has an option at the end of the year. So all of a sudden, Walker Buehler, you know, you want to keep Clayton, you want him to end up being a Dodger the rest of his life, but you've got to keep a security blanket too, to who could be the potential ace of the staff if Clayton would decide to take up his option and leave. Something you don't even want to think about, but you have to plan for.
Alex Verdugo, one of the many players set to see an increase in playing time as a result of the Seager injury. And the trickle down really means that it's mostly outfield based when you're talking about guys that are going to get more opportunities, since you're moving Taylor from center into a full-time role at short. It's bounced up the middle behind the bag. Ahmed. 1 out.
Nice out by the young man. Up the middle or to the right side. The way they're playing him right here, he gets all kinds of high fives, and Dodgers looking for anything positive to get some momentum going.
Here's Muncy, who's put on intentionally in a similar situation in the second. There's a runner at second with 1 out. Kershaw on deck. Infield comes in. Cook comes home. Inside, ball 1. They're searching for silver linings to the horrible situation of Seager going down for this season. Dodgers are going to get a chance to evaluate some players in a much greater degree than they would have without it. And again, it goes back to the outfield where you're thinking of that. 1-1. Of course, Verdugo, Jack Peterson, we've already seen an increase in playing time. Andrew Tolles will be here at some point. You know, Kike Hernandez will continue to get at bats all over the place. Dave Roberts said Kike may start at short tomorrow, giving Chris Taylor the day. Staying hydrated, coming off of that stomach bug over the weekend. Muncy hits one that's speared at second by Marte, but he decides to go to first, and the Dodgers lead 3-1.
They brought the infield in, but they didn't bring it all the way in. Like the run on third was seriously important. Like late in the game, this ball is fielded about 10 feet behind the baseline, and because there was a couple steps and a slide to get there, Utley scores easily. Marte already showed off how strong that arm is for a second baseman on the double play ball. Chase with a good jump. No matter how strong your arm is, he's going to score.
So Muncy with his second run knocked in this week. Kershaw with 2 out takes the ball. Backs this one foul. The other thing, like we talked about on the pregame show, the offense, even without Seager, is not the biggest issue right now. It's the back end of games, the bullpen.
The 6th inning on to get to Kenley Jansen. And in years past, that has been fixed by usually one guy. So you're not looking for 3 or 4. Last year, Brandon Morrow, right around this time, started to fix it. And then a year before, Joe Blanton put things in order. So who knows? You could step up down there in that bullpen and really put things in order by being that consistent, productive arm to come out of there that the Dodgers and Dave Roberts can count on.
Kershaw slices one to left center field. Descalso makes the catch. That's the inning. Dodgers take advantage of a lapse in defense from the Diamondbacks to take a 3-1 lead. The Dodgers headed to Mexico to finish this road trip. Some Mexican roots for that man there, and Alex Verdugo. We look at our Coors Banquet timeless moment. Played for Team Mexico in the WBC last time around and had a good tournament down there, Alana.
Yeah, Alex Verdugo has an opportunity to go to Monterrey, Mexico because of the recent injuries, but he's certainly looking forward to taking advantage of that opportunity. And he actually told his parents, who are Mexican descent, that make sure whatever you do, you circle these dates on the calendar. I want you guys to be there, regardless if he was going to be there or not. So it's a special moment for him and his family, the fact that he gets to go to Mexico with his parents to be able to share that experience with them. And hey, he could be on the roster and in that lineup.
Yeah, he's very close with his parents, Joe and Shelley. Kershaw against 3, 4, and 5 here in the 4th. Paul Goldschmidt takes strike 1. Paul has credited a lot of who he is to his parents. His dad, David, especially close with him. Taught him the game while they'd watch Astros games together on TV. Waits on a curve, lifts it to deep center. Peterson to the warning track, makes the catch in front of the wall. One out.
The home run ball has really been the only Achilles heel that Clayton has had so far this year, and I know he's watching this one with bated breath and is glad the 407 holds it in. Yeah. You know, up 3-1, and all the news that's swirling around the Dodgers and guys getting healthy and Seager going down. This is a night when the ace is given a 3-1 lead, and here we are in the bottom of the 4th, and he will take full responsibility that he wants to deliver this one. He and Kenley, I know Kenley's thinking about it right now. that Clayton and he need to deliver this game in the win column. Kind of turn this ship around.
And like you said during the pregame show, Dave Roberts saying before the game today he could see Kenley Jansen getting more than 3 outs. It's been a week since he's pitched. Curveball, bounce foul, and he's ahead of Pollock 1-2. Coming off another home run, his 4th already in this series.
3-1 count. Slider you want to throw for a strike, but to a very hot hitter, and he seems to hit everything right now. He's hit fastballs away, hanging breaking balls. He's seeing beach balls come in there, not baseballs.
Second player to have a 3 home run game against the Dodgers. Last 2 have been Diamondbacks. One before him, JD Martinez, the 4 home run game last September. Here comes Kershaw with another 1-2, and Pollock pokes it foul.
I like that pitch right there. They went backdoor with the slider. They're trying to come down and in with the slider with the home run, but here Yasmani down and outside out there, well executed to that half of the plate. Put something else in the hitter's head.
Grandal calling the 50th pitch of the night. It's a curve hit foul.
Clayton's fastball coming into this game, the league was hitting 356 off of it. So more and more he's been defaulting to the slider, and we've seen an awful lot of curveballs here.
Seventh pitch of the at-bat to A.J. Pollock is another 1-2, and it's a slider taken in the dirt. And while the fastball has gotten hit around, like you mentioned, the slider and the curve typically good for him. Pollock again stays alive.
Face the hot hitters, it's like, is there anything I can get by him? Even when you make good pitches, they're spoiling them.
Puts the slider in play into the shift. Chris Taylor throws low, dug out by Bellinger, 2 away.
Right fielder, Chris Owings.
Kershaw looking for his first 1-2-3 since the first inning, and here's Chris Owings. It was 5 for his last 45. Coming inside with the first pitch, he missed, ball 1. Now, we've talked about how the Diamondbacks offense overall this year has been middle of the pack, but you break it down to the last 2 weeks, one thing they've done better than anybody is hit the ball out of the yard. In fact, leading the National League the last 2 weeks in home runs. Even though the numbers say Chase Field is holding the ball a little bit better than it has with the humidor. Owens muscles one into shallow center. Peterson plays it on a bounce. 2-out single for Chris Owens, his first hit of the series.
Should turn out to be a harmless hit for Clayton Kershaw because of his outstanding 3-2 pitch battle with A.J. Pollock. The cutter he threw to Pollock to get him to ground out into the shift was an amazing pitch for a 3-2 count from a guy who doesn't want to walk any guys, where he's struggled with that lately.
He's gotten really breezy in the last minute or two, huh?
Sure has. Stronger than we even had here last night.
Look at those giant flags, the way they're even rippling. Ketel Marte with 2 out takes a first pitch strike.
I know usually the stimulus for the roof closing is temperature, but I wonder if wind could ever make you close the roof.
It's even getting like a little hazy in here too. The Chase Field climate. Could it be a dust storm moving through? We are in the desert. Hold your papers. Listen to the wind. Really out of the middle of nowhere.
In a few days here, it'll be about 110 though.
Right. Yeah, this is blowing the cool air out of the area. Uh-oh. That's currently right over us, I think. It's Glendale to the west to the green blob. 1-1. Ball just misses. 2 balls and a strikeout. Marte. Green is bad, Oral.
It sure is when you're looking at the radar, huh? Solid green. Pretty inaccurate though. We're not getting any rain.
No. What app are they using? 3-1. Our statistician Russell showing me his weather app. There's one little gap in the green right over us.
That's us.
We're in the eye of the storm. On a 3-1. Marte takes ball 4, and first walk of the night issued by Kershaw. It's back-to-back 2-out base runners, and Oviedo will have a chance. Now, they can close the roof, but they've got to wait till the end of a complete inning. You can't do it mid-inning to give one side or the other an advantage. It takes 5 minutes to get it closed.
I think Dave Roberts would agree if the rain was coming to let it close for the Diamondbacks, even if it was seen as an advantage, because you don't want to shut Clayton Kershaw down and wait around. Let him stay in rhythm.
Kershaw to Avila with a first pitch strike.
I like the 93-mile-an-hour reading on the radar gun there.
Seen a few of those tonight. I think pretty consistent uptick in the velocity for him. The curve taken low, 1-1.
Got to win this battle. Dodgers scored 2 in the 3rd with 2 outs, with a walk and a home run from Bellinger. This traffic started with 2 outs.
Avila slaps it foul, and Kershaw's a strike away from getting out of this inning with no damage. Getting that roof closed. Two on, two out. Dodgers with a 2-run lead in the fourth. And Kershaw to Avila with a 1-2 pitch. Son of the Tigers GM, Al Avila. First GM to trade his son. Almost a half-century. Traded him from the Tigers to the Cubs last year. The 1-2 again. Just misses away, and the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's rare to become a big league GM. It's rare to become a Major League Baseball player. Then they got to end up on the same team, and then you got to trade them.
Yeah.
That might be a one-of-a-kind for a long time.
Actually, the last guy to do it was Al Campanis. Traded his son Jim.
Yep.
1968. Got Avila swinging to get out of this jam in the fourth. Couple of 2-out base runners. No damage done. This is not real. This is not real. But wouldn't that be great if that's how the roof actually closed with a hand crank?
LCS game-winning 3-run homer on Wednesday, May 9th when the Dodgers host Arizona. Be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance at Dodger Stadium and take home a Justin Turner walk-off home run bobblehead presented by State Farm. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
So apparently they're not closing the roof. We have bobblehead right here. It's pretty cool, huh?
It is
really
cool.
detailed.
Yeah, with all the hair flowing and the beard. It's amazing.
Should we bobble them right up close?
Yeah, go for it.
Coming right into your living room.
It's a great likeness.
Top of the order against Matt Cook with the Dodgers in front 3-1 in the 5th inning. Strike one. You know what would be a good bobblehead would be a Puig kissing Turner Ward bobblehead.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. You'd have to have 2 though. You know, did they do the combo one? They've had the whole infield. Yep, they did the Gonzalez Turner one with the selfies. Yeah.
You could make one of the heads fixed. If you're concerned about how that would work. 1 and 2 on Taylor.
Puig licking his bat bobblehead.
That'd be cool. I like that.
Tongue hanging out and the bobblehead. And
You do
he's
a
got the
bobble
bat
tongue.
holding it there. Yeah. All kinds of crazy good ideas up here.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Taylor, who's reached both times tonight. Pair of singles against Cook. Dodgers getting 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 4th. Line drive to center. A.J. Pollock coming on to catch it for the first out. Cherokee, Iowa. Tiny town, but it's produced 2 NFL players. Cook, an Olympic gold medalist sprinter back in the early 1900s. And the guy that the movie Saving Private Ryan was inspired by. Out of Cherokee, Iowa. With 1 out, Jock Peterson. It's also the smallest town in the country with a symphony orchestra. One and one.
You always want insurance runs, but I think the Dodgers and especially Dave Roberts and Rick Honeycutt want more with where the bullpen is at. A little more room to breathe and make decisions to get into the later innings with a larger lead.
He has the big swing of the day. 2-run home run against Cook to give the Dodgers the lead in the 3rd. After A.J. Pollock had opened the scoring with a solo homer against Kershaw in the 2nd. Peterson fouls it off, still 2-2. Peterson able to stay alive.
That was one Jock got to hit. They were trying to come fastball in. That one leaked right down the middle.
So another 2-2. And again, he fouls it off. Turner Ward very pleased with the overall approach of Jock Peterson. You know, he's throughout his career been very mechanical, constantly tinkering. And he seems to have settled into something mechanically, and then the approach is the part that's really come along for Jock. This will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat. It's another 2-2 for Matt Cook. Fastball just misses by a sliver, and the count's full.
Jock has always had a good eye. On base percentage has gotten him a lot of his opportunities when his average has been down.
On the 9th pitch, fouls another.
Cook has that fastball changeup combination like Zach Greinke. He doesn't really take a lot off of it. Fastball around 92-ish. Changeup has been 85, 87. Trying to get a little tailing action with it. Not quite as deceptive as Zach as far as the depth on it.
Peterson earns a 10-pitch walk. Second free pass issued by Cook tonight. And a 1-out base runner for the Dodgers.
Catcher, Yasmani Grandal.
It was Grandal that drew the first of those 2 walks, and it kept the inning alive in the 3rd for Bellinger to hit his home run. Change up low. You can see some of it in his left forearm there. Yasmani has several tattoos, several meaningful tattoos. One of them is the outline of Cuba on his wrist, where he was born. Takes inside, 2 balls, no strikes. His mom, Maria, begged him not to get any tattoos until after high school, and so he didn't. But then days after graduation, he went and got his first, and she had to sit down the first time that he told her that he got one. Eventually, she was okay with it. She said, he's an adult. What am I going to tell him? Let's go get a few tattoos. And he listened and waited until after high school. It's a strike, 2-1. Several tattoos related to the zodiac calendar, which is something he became interested in growing up, with his mom frequently reading him the horoscope. Mentioned Cuba. I think that one you can see on his wrist, that's the Tasmanian Devil in catcher's gear. Has his wife's name on his ring finger, Heather. And a Nelson Mandela quote on his chest. You are the captain of yourself. Lindsay Theory did a really nice piece in the LA Times in the last year or 2 detailing all of those. A set of tattoos that kind of tells his story. Peterson at first with 1 out, and Cook to Grandal with a 2-2 pitch. Strikes out swinging and a high fastball. Two out. Here comes Bellinger. We look at our top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco, his 4th home run of the season.
It was a blast. A big smile from his manager.
Hadn't been as many of those in the last week or so, have there?
It has not. Relieved a little pressure. If he got hot, that would relieve a little bit of the sting from losing Corey Seager and put a jolt in this offense.
Heard about this time last year. Been called up for a week and got red hot. Carried this team at times. Also a flare to shallow center field. Nick Ahmed's got it. And that's that for the Dodgers in the 5th. Halfway home here in game 2 of this series, and the Dodgers with a 3-1 lead. Net LA is brought to you by SoCal Gas. For energy efficient rebates on qualifying appliances, go to socalgas.com/rebates. Yasiel Puig hopefully spent a minimum amount of time on the disabled list. Already served a couple of days on there. Bottom of the 5th coming up here with the Dodgers in front 3-1. You can see the wind still whipping as Devin Marrero gets ready to lead off. 8-9-1 against Kershaw. Misses with his first one. 5 Ks, 1 walk, only 2 hits or 3 hits. Two and up.
69 pitches, and Clayton is pretty efficient other than that 4th inning. Those 26 there hurt a little bit. He'd love to have a quick pitch inning right here, but he's getting blown right off the mound.
It's like we're back at Candlestick.
You actually do have to play the wind, especially with your breaking pitches. When you get a strong wind, it can accentuate your curveball or your slider. Fastball doesn't move it too much. But any of your pitches that move, you can double it.
That's caught at third by Muncy for the first out. So 1 gone in the 5th. Let's check in with the lineup.
Guys, the Dodgers training staff has certainly been busy lately, but right now they're without their head athletic trainer. Congratulations to the Ramp family, Neil and Laura. That's big sister Liv. But listen to this, you guys. Laura called Neil this morning at 5:18 in the morning, said her water broke. She FaceTimed him then at 6:14, holding the baby from her first contraction until her water breaking to having the baby. It was like 20 to 30 minutes. She delivered the baby by herself in their master bathroom floor because it happened so fast. He was on a plane at about 6:20 this morning. Laura and Gia are doing great. Liv is ecstatic to be a big sister. But Neil did tell me, he said, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be getting any Husband of the Year awards. Laura is an absolute rock star, you guys. Congratulations to the Ramp family.
Yeah, congratulations, guys. Christian Walker pinch hitting here. 1 ball, 1 strike. She can hold that over him now, you know. She can use that for a while.
Yeah, if he ever gets the flu and says, honey, can you look, I had the baby all by myself. You can get out of bed.
2-1. Kershaw upset with himself on that one. I'm tired after a long day at the park. Are ya?
Really?
It's actually starting to rain a little bit now. 2-1. Walker unloads on a ball. That thing's headed for the second deck. On to the second hit of the season for Christian Walker. It's a solo homer that makes it a 1-run game.
You see the target, and then you see the location. It's not where he wanted it in 2 places. The pitch and the hit.
So 3-2, and now back to the top of the order, and Daniel Descalso taps the first pitch foul. Christian Walker now has 2 hits this season, one of them a homer against Kershaw, one of them to break up a no-hitter in the 8th inning against Tyson Ross. One ball, 1 strike. This begins the 3rd time through the order against Kershaw. That's when teams have been at their best against him. He's not alone in that. It's pretty typical.
Past years, he's been one of the outliers, though, that he's the guy that could go through the order the third time. He looks at his old numbers square in the eye and says, I need to be better so far this year.
Here comes his 1-2. Descalso lines one to left center field, base hit. 1 out, single den to Descalso. And the Diamondbacks had the tying run on base.
This was a very good pitch and a very good piece of hitting. Descalso has been out there to left field 3 times, once for the hit and 2 other flyouts.
So 1 on, 1 out in a 1-run game. And here's the shortstop, Ahmed. Swing and a miss, strike 1. And Ahmed going against what has become the book on him this season, and that is he swings at the low pitch almost less than anybody in baseball, but attacked the low slider there and came up empty.
Arizona fans have been starting to sound like San Francisco fans with the Beat LA chant. I usually hear that here.
They even have little banners printed. They don't make cheers about beating you if you're not any good.
Exactly, it's respect.
The Diamondbacks have seemed to get an incredible amount of satisfaction out of beating the Dodgers the last few years, and they've done it 12 of the last 13 regular season meetings. Kershaw lets the 1-1 fly, and Ahmed smacks it to second off of Utley, flips it behind himself, and everybody's safe.
Chase did everything he could on this ball. It's scorched. It takes a big hop for something that is that low as far as a line drive for it to kick up that much. And his baseball clock said, my only chance after being out here near center field is to flip this back quickly. I don't think it got him.
Well, the stress on Kershaw reaches its peak to this point right here. 2 on, 1 out, and Paul Goldschmidt, the hitter. Soft contact and a foul ball, first pitch curve. More home runs, more RBIs than any player in baseball against the Dodgers since he debuted. In fact, more RBIs against the Dodgers than any player against any team in that span. Five-time All-Star Paul Goldschmidt takes strike 2.
Clayton over the course of his career has been toughest when runners are on, and he is bearing down here. Outstanding curveball and outstanding backdoor slider to start Goldschmidt off.
Then a fastball just misses.
Clayton wanted to know where it was. He is very close. Wow, it was a strike.
Clayton saying, hey, Jerry Lane, can you go back there? Wide outside corner last night. Not the same from Greg Gibson so far. So now 1-2. Back to that spot. This one was off the plate. The count evens 2-2.
Can't lull yourself to sleep with Paul Goldschmidt and think all of a sudden, all right, I've been away, now I'll come in. He doesn't put up the kind of numbers that he does year in, year out, not be able to cover that inside fastball. I like where Clayton is going. Couple of things: get the pitch selection secured, and maybe Yasmani and Clayton get on the same page of not shifting one way or another, so the location cannot be relayed.
With Descalso at second and Ahmed at first. 3-2 game, 5th inning. Kershaw's 2-2 is taken low. A.J. Pollock, who's homered again tonight, waits on deck. And having that thought in your mind as a pitcher, that's protection for a guy like Goldschmidt. Here's the payoff. Curveball lifted in the air to left. He got under it. No big deal for Verdugo. 2 gone.
3-2 lead, bottom of the 5th. Home run, first and second, 1 out, facing Goldschmidt. Clayton pulls the trigger on Uncle Charlie. The curveball takes the sting out of the bat. Goldschmidt's upset, and Clayton's got a chance to get out of it.
Rick Honeycutt to the bullpen phone. 87 pitches in. Kershaw's spot due up 5th in the 6th inning. Far from out of the woods, though, with the National League leader in home runs. A.J. Pollock coming up. Two on, 2 out. Ball 1. Pollock has reached in 29 games in a row against the Dodgers in this park.
As hot as he is, I really feel like a base is open. I don't give in to him here. I know I'm only up by 1, and I know it would be bases loaded, 2 out to face Owings, and I know Owings got a hit in his last at bat, but I'm still pitching this guy tough like I got a base open.
Yeah, and he did get that hit like you mentioned, but he's been cold recently. That's a strike, 1-1.
Fortunate to get that called strike right there. Yasmani trying to find an out down at second base with Chase Utley, a pickoff. And usually when a catcher comes up like this, you start to block your umpire out, but he stayed down there the whole way and didn't block Gibson out behind the plate. Nice reception by Yasmani.
Christian Walker homer, Descalso and Ahmed single. Kershaw fires 1-1. He misses low. Now the 2-1. Curveball, rifled foul, strike 2. Boy, he is on everything. Doesn't matter who the pitcher is or what pitch is thrown.
Long at bats, deep counts, fouling off pitches, pitchers' pitches, making you throw another quality pitch.
Two and 2. Here comes. Ground ball is short. Chris Taylor will go to third and end the inning. Diamondbacks get 1 but strand 2, and after 5, 3-2.
Ball brought to you by T-Mobile, and the pitch sequence to A.J. Pollock. Clayton Kershaw made quality pitch after quality pitch. Got away with one hanging curveball, but it was pulled foul because of the great change of speed. And then after that, got this routine ground ball. Well, it wasn't so routine when you go to third base for the third out, but glad Muncy was there for Chris Taylor to record that one.
Kershaw's thrown 93 pitches. There hadn't been any handshake. A good job yet. Got that arm wrapped. 92 pitches. And his spot due up 5th here in the 6th inning. Andrew Chafin for the 2nd night in a row. Dodgers got 2 against him last night. Torey Lovullo throwing him out there on back-to-back days. Only the 2nd time he's done that this year. Kemp, Utley, Verdugo coming up. Ball 1. Couple of ground outs to short for Matt tonight. One of the top 5 averages in the National League so far. Lifts one to left center field. Ben to Descalso.
The wind has calmed down.
Yeah.
It's a little warmer in here now.
Heat waves coming now, huh?
Maybe.
Not supposed to get any higher than low 80s while the Dodgers are here. Here's Utley with one out.
I hope the Mexico weather changes.
Yeah, it looks rainy, doesn't it?
It's a little thunderstormy.
Ball 1 on Utley. Let's see. Right now, 90% chance of rain Friday.
Whoa.
70% Saturday. 40% Sunday in Monterey.
All the planning and work that goes into taking the 2 teams down there and MLB preparing the stadium and everything. You just hope we get some good weather.
2-0.
So many fans excited to see the Dodgers and the Padres.
I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see the reception that Fernando gets.
For sure.
Be like the Bulldog going back to Bowling Green.
Yeah. Close. I bet you Jaime Jarrín gets a great round of applause if he's introduced at any point. Everything that he's done. All the Spanish-speaking people that have followed the Dodgers.
3-1 on Utley. 60th year for Jaime. Hall of Famer.
In more way than one, right?
No question.
Human being first.
On a 3-1. He takes just off of the plate. Ball 4, 1 out walk.
Left fielder Alex Verdugo.
And Verdugo, who's 1 for 2. Always a lot of people that want to come visit Alex when the Dodgers are in town here. Whether that's spring training or trips here to play Arizona. All his friends and family down in Tucson. First pitch slider for a strike.
He's developing a very good baseball mind. Talking to him today about his different at-bats and situations and how fast is the game moving for you. And he didn't just give me a general answer. It was very specific.
No one got Avila.
Sure did. He wanted the baseball. He wanted to get right back into throwing it. Greg Gibson is giving him a little time. Alex Verdugo, he has really got a mind where he was breaking down every at bat. He even took it down to certain pitches where he thought, I felt a little anxious there. I've got to calm down in that situation. And on other at bats, he's like, you know what? Every pitch I felt calm, I felt locked in, I felt prepared, and it was a good at bat. I just got to weed out a few pitches here and there to keep the game at the right pace in his mind.
Well, 2-hole here with a man at first and 1 out. And there's been plenty of talk. I mean, he's only 21 years old, about his overall level of maturity and how that's grown. But he's been advanced as far as the way he thinks the game as a hitter. That's something that has stood out about him to the Dodgers staff for a while. I don't think that you have more walks than strikeouts as a 20-year-old at AAA.
Yeah.
If you're not advanced in that regard. Now 1-2.
Get a 93-mile-an-hour fastball left on left, and don't look like you're fighting it off. Like you put a pretty healthy cut on that. He and Turner Ward worked hard in spring training to develop a little bit more power on that inside pitch. Not be somebody who just always defaults to driving it to left center, but to be able to turn and lift it.
Lays off this one. Watch that thing all the way into the dirt.
Think about that. You're watching the 21-year-old, early big league experience, and he just fought off a 93-mile-an-hour fastball in his hands, and then this one just takes. He's not even close to swinging. And that's really good recognition.
After falling behind 0-2, it's now 2-2. Holly at first with 1 out, and here comes Chafin after a toss over. Alex got his love for the game from his 2 older brothers, Joey and Chris, both in their mid-20s, both played growing up. Alex would always tag along to their games and practices. Pulls one up the middle. Utley will delay as long as he can to avoid a double play there. Marrero tags him out. 2 gone in the 6th.
Even something subtle about this play with Chase Utley is how he stays square. He doesn't come off to the side, because if he runs to the side, all of a sudden you give him a lane to throw. But no, he stays square and just kind of end up like he's going to be a blocker right there on an end around.
With 2 out, it's Muncy. Kershaw's spot is due next. They have Kike Hernandez in the on-deck circle. Muncy takes a strike. We'll see if we have a chance to see if that's a bluff or if that is the actual move. Kershaw's got his batting gloves on, which would hint that perhaps it's a bluff. That indicated he maybe got some news he didn't like. Adam Liberatore's been warming. He's ready to go. And there goes Kershaw.
He's putting the towel back on his arm, which usually means he's still got a chance to be in there.
If Muncy reaches, doesn't look like he's going to be.
No. And Clayton's reaction, when you dissect it, we have heard him quoted as saying, I want to be out there for my guys. It's not a selfish reaction about himself. It's I work really hard to be out there for 9 innings for these guys every 5th day. And He has a serious team mentality about when it's his turn to pitch. He wants to pitch as long as possible for the team.
So looks like maybe it's dependent on what happens here with Muncy. Does Kershaw's spot come up or not? A strike 2-2.
Dapper that scores a run, a home run that scores 2. He's going to be asking to stay in there.
Dave Roberts probably feels his eyes burning him in the back of the head. Or at least the glow of his intensity. Verdugo at first with 2 out, and a 2-2 from Chafin to Muncy. Got him swinging. So let's see. Looks like Clayton Kershaw is grabbing that hat. Grabbing the
here in Arizona and reflects on the winning of the 2017 Rookie of the Year award. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, Friday after the postgame show on Sportsnet LA.
Clayton Kershaw back out there for the 6th inning, having thrown 92 pitches. Still with plenty in the tank and ready to face Owings, Marte, and Avila.
Last outing went his season high with 112. Well, you're right about plenty of room.
Is that a rare situation we just saw to finish that last inning where you might kind of be rooting for your teammate to make an out?
I don't know if he was rooting for him to make an out, but he's glad to still be pitching.
Yeah, well done, well phrased.
Yeah.
Gets in on Owings, induces a pop-up that Chase Utley calls and catches.
Same equation when they have a 2-run lead and Kenley's up for the save and it's like bases loaded, 2 out, and your teammate is up there to the plate. And you know if he gets a hit, no save situation, and you're sitting down.
Maybe Kershaw's thought was, I hope Max Muncy homers in every at-bat for the rest of his career after making an out on this one.
Or go ahead and hit a homer. I think Clayton pitches if he hits a homer.
Yeah, you're right.
So you either make an out or hit a homer.
Nothing in between. Here he comes to Marte. For the ball inside.
You play some odd mental gymnastics at different points in the game, and you know exactly what you're supposed to feel, but the other thoughts do creep in.
It's complicated, huh?
I think it is.
That's the status. Glass case of emotions. The 1-1 to Marte. At the knees, strike two. Softly bounced past the mound. Utley's got to hurry. Does it in time. 2 up and 2 down in the 6th.
This pitch might have been a changeup. Saw Yasmani wiggle his fingers. Maybe backdoor slider at 88. I don't know. Sometimes he gets charted some changeups here and there, and I'm like, I don't know if he's throwing them that often. It was an outstanding pitch, whatever it was.
1-run game in the 6th. Avila's the hitter. Kershaw delivers and gets strike 1.
He's going to want to go one more. If he gets Avila in just a couple pitches, and the pitch count is like right at 100, 101, 102.
How do you like his chances to talk Dave Roberts into that?
Well, he's leading off the inning, so it may be a little easier.
Yeah. 100th pitch is strike 2. He's certainly making a nice closing argument if he plans on heading back into the dugout, asking for the 7th. Breivik Valera.
Getting ready to hit for Taylor. In Clayton's mind.
Yeah, depends on who you ask. Curveball for strike 3. How about Kershaw in the 6th? Making a statement. On to the 7th with a 3-2 lead.
Fantastic inning. Hoping to go back out there. Doesn't want to come out of the game. And he does that.
By BMW. See a Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com. Clayton Kershaw finished after 6 innings, allowing 2 solo home runs, and closed the night in impressive fashion with a 1-2-3 inning, picking up his 6th strikeout of Alex Avila.
It was a very nice outing by Clayton.
Well, Andrew Chafin threw all his warm-up pitches. And then Torey Lovullo came out after Austin Barnes was introduced as the pinch hitter. And Hundley brought in a catcher at that point. John Ryan Murphy replacing Alex Avila. Now Lovullo to the mound to take Chafin out. It's a double switch. Back into the bullpen they go. Let you know who's coming in on the other side. An appearance in the majors this season. He spent most of the year in AAA Reno. Saw the Dodgers on April 15th, gave up a run over 3 innings, and here he comes to face Barnes, and then the top of the order.
Typical mix coming out of the bullpen. A big fastball, about 93 miles an hour, slider and a changeup.
So Barnes pinch hitting for Kershaw. I think Austin Barnes is really close to going on a nice little run. Takes a strike. I think he's been able to do, even with his swing not quite feeling right, mechanics a little bit out of whack, is not let that affect his at-bat quality, which can be a really tough thing. Other than 2.
He looks very comfortable in the box. Not comfortable looking at his stats, but he does look like he's getting real close.
Takes one by the hands, ball 1. Makes it easier when you know at night you can go home to a dog named Bell Bell Cool J. Flipped off the end of the bat. Goldschmidt in foul ground for the first out. And a wife named Nicole, who's great too. They just married this winter. Back to the top. Here comes Chris Taylor. Here's a guy who the Dodgers need to start to replicate that 2017 season a little more closely. Set such a high new bar for himself. First year with that revamped swing. Swings and misses, strike 1. Just for the first month here has been a touch off. Little thing here, little thing there, whether it's timing or a mechanical tweak. Hasn't quite hit his stride yet. Lifts this one to left center for Descalso.
Dodger fans, time is running out to secure the 11-game mini plan featuring the remaining bobblehead giveaways. Purchased before May 9th versus Arizona, when the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Justin Turner bobblehead presented by State Farm. Visit Dodgers.com/mini-plans.
2 out for Peterson. Reached twice tonight, got hit by a pitch in the first and then walked in a 10-pitch plate appearance in the 5th. A little bit outside, 2-0. Jock was one of the guys who fell victim to that wide strike zone last night. Wasn't it a wonder that nobody got thrown out?
It was a total wonder to me. I thought Dave Roberts was going to get run sometime during the game. I thought maybe it's really hard to even think about Turner Ward ever getting run, though. He's so nice. I don't think he would yell at anybody. Then one of the hitters, like Bellinger, held his cool, and so did Jock.
Turner would yell something and the umpire would say, "Excuse me, what?"
You got to be gooder.
To make that zone less worse.
Yeah.
Here comes the 3-1, and Jock Peterson takes a strike on a Jerry Lane-ish outside corner.
Yep. That was the minimum width for Jerry Lane.
Bracho looking for a 1-2-3 7th inning. His payoff misses away. Peterson reaches for the 3rd time tonight.
Nice take of ball 5.
You get credit for more than just a single walk on one of those.
You should get a higher on base percentage. You work your way through a walk and an umpire.
Grandal with 2 out. Walked and scored on the Bellinger home run, which stands as the biggest single swing of this game. It came in the 3rd. They added 1 in the 4th. D-backs with a pair of solo home runs against Kershaw. Pollock in the 2nd. Christian Walker in the 5th. Here's the 0-1. 1-1.
Outside corner there, starting to look legit.
Grandal's ahead. You know, the tough thing about width of the strike zone, as you have talked about often, is from the dugout that's hard to tell. So a lot of the coaches were just getting these consistent reports from the hitters coming back to the dugout last night saying, man, he is going way off of the plate. And then going back and checking it on the video post game, several of the coaches said, my gosh, didn't realize that it was really that bad, because you just can't tell from that angle. It drifts away and it's ball 3.
And the coaches don't take time to go down in the clubhouse like the players do in between at bats to check out the pitches out. But almost every hitter, if there's enough time, will leave their at bat and actually scoot right down the tunnel and immediately watch it where they can lock in.
Trying to stay away with a 3-1. Misses ball 4. So a pair of 2-out walks gets Cody Bellinger to the plate, having already homered once tonight. His 4th of the season was a no-doubt shot back in the 3rd.
29 degrees on the launch angle, and that is a pretty swing. This goes an awful long way. I think we're going to get up into the 400s, aren't we? Yeah, 435. The exit velocity at 112. Did a few more like that this year, you probably get to the 40 total that you were really close to last year.
Just to give some perspective to that launch angle of 29, ideal for a batted ball. So the launch angles where the slugging is the highest is between 26 and 30 degrees. So that was right in the ideal range for that. And then anything above 98 and the exit velocity, that's where you really see an uptick in the results. So he had both those boxes checked. Bracho got a couple of weak pop-ups to start the inning, but he's walked Peterson and Grandal and now has to deal with the reigning Rookie of the Year.
We talked about facing Goldschmidt with Pollock behind, saying that's protection. Well, Matt Kemp with his high average is protecting Bellinger.
He swings over a change, strike 1.
I'm sure the Diamondbacks are looking at, we've got 2 batters to get 1 out.
Back to the changeup, strike 2.
Good positioning on both these pitches. The first one up a little higher for more of a strike to get him out front. You don't want to throw a worse one. The second one, that's when it feels like a hanger to the hitter. Try and improve him. So if he throws another changeup here, I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the dirt.
Pretty close. 3 straight changeups to get Bellinger and finish the Dodgers in the 7th. We stretch in a 1-run game. Dodgers in front of the Diamondbacks 3-2 to the bottom of the 7th inning. Joe Orl on Alana with you as Adam Liberatore comes on for his 7th appearance of the season and yet to give anything up. Trying to solidify his place as one of the top arms in that bullpen, and right now the bullpen is searching for somebody to do that.
Was not in the original plans coming into this year. Want to see how he was throwing the ball. Had a very nice spring training. Didn't make the roster to start the year, but is looking like he's going to get some nice opportunities here in some high leverage situations with other guys trying to find their stride.
Bottom of the order here. Evan Marrero to lead things off. Liberatore's first pitch is taken for a strike, and we check in with Alana.
Trying to find their stride. Other guys just trying to get back on a big league mound. Right-hander Tom Kohler still dealing with that right shoulder strain. Good news is, though, he started throwing on Friday here in Arizona, throwing between 75 to 90 feet, trying to build up his arm strength. He said once he can throw up to 150 feet on a line with maximum effort, he knows he's ready to throw off the mound.
All right, Alana, and a leadoff single for Marrero against the Dodger bullpen here in the 7th. And John Ryan Murphy, who came on in a double switch last inning, bats. JT Chagua. The pen has allowed 23 runs in its last 21 innings. Almost got away from Liberatore. Adam Liberatore, who was mostly an outfielder growing up. In fact, in high school, only pitched a total of 6 innings. Went to Tennessee Tech as an outfielder. They decided pretty soon on to have him try pitching and focus on that. But after 3 years as a pitcher, Adam wasn't just not on any draft radars. He had an 8.88 ERA after 3 years in college. Senior season, he seemed to figure some things out, got off to a great start and started to jump onto some scouts' radars, but then his elbow gave out. Underwent surgery, really attacked the rehab, was back less than a year after that for a 5th season. Murphy fouls it off, and when he came back as a 5th-year senior, the numbers again were not very good, but he had shown enough before the injury the year before that Tampa Bay still decided to draft him. And that was an Andrew Friedman-led Tampa Bay front office. The 21st round. Murphy with a base hit to left. 2 hard base hits to open things up for the Diamondbacks against Liberatore.
They're going to have to respond to some traffic here off of Adam. This bullpen has not been good the last 7 games, and anybody around the organization right now knows this is the first area of the club that needs to be fixed before they're going to get on a roll.
Top of the order, Descalso. Strike 1. There's something psychological about coming to the ballpark, and the Dodgers had this last year, but where you pretty much know when you have a lead you're going to win. And that started with Kenley Jansen. But the setup pieces were so reliable too. What that does psychologically in the middle of a 162 game grind, that's big. It's been the opposite of that so far. That's a bullet down the line to right. A fair ball to the corner. They'll at least tie it. Murphy giving the wave home. It's a 2-run triple to give Arizona the lead. Wasting no time against the Dodger bullpen.
Every ball hit hard and every ball left up in the strike zone. This one, I'm not even sure would have gotten called a strike. Yes, it would have, but it was definitely on the wrong side of the plate and elevated. You can read all the scouting reports you want, but you have to execute the pitches to the placement of that scouting report to have your best chance. And that is not happening when it comes to the Dodger bullpen right now.
JT Chargois. Liberatore gives up 3 hits, at least 2 runs. The Diamondbacks have taken a 4-3 lead. Has taken its first lead since the early innings on a 2-run triple from Descalso.
Did not protect the lead for Clayton Kershaw, so he will get a no decision. W's have been hard for Clayton. It's either been run support or he hasn't had a lead, or when he has had a lead, he hasn't been able to put it in the W column because of the bullpen. Frustrating for everybody. Bob Guerin, Dave Roberts, Rick Honeycutt, and the members of the bullpen.
Still nobody out. Here's Ahmed. Strike one.
Dodgers bring the infield in kind of halfway because they don't think the Diamondbacks will go on contact here with no outs. And then with 1 out, they might pinch him any farther because then the Diamondbacks would probably go on contact.
On 2.
2 outstanding sliders right there. Ahmed not known for attacking these low pitches, but here being aggressive, and Chargois getting the ball down there. Both pitches were balls, but they started looking like strikes.
Try to get him to go again. Laid off this one. 1-2. The Diamondbacks, because of how good they are in the late innings with Archie Bradley and then Brad Boxberger, when they get a lead at this point, they're 16-0. Bradley promptly gets ready. No swing, 2-2. Ball keeps it near.
Get to 0-2 with sliders and then continue to throw 2 more in the same place. You just kind of wasted any way that you could change a hitter's eye line. You know where you want to go to get him out. You've just kind of proved it with 4 in the same place. But if you really wanted to go there to finish him off, a fastball up around his eyes, inside, up to get him out of there before you go back there.
Stay down. Ahmed locked into that now. Full count.
I mean, the statistics tell you one thing about where to go to get somebody out, but that doesn't mean 5 in a row to the same place makes that the same way they got that data. I'd like to know the pitch before, or maybe even the 2 pitches before that slider away gets him out. Now you're backed into maybe doing the same exact thing. Well, they're finally coming fastball in.
A pop fly. Probably not going to be deep enough. Verdugo's there. He's got it. Descalso will hold. Yeah, the pitch data that you're talking about, where it says a guy struggles with inside fastballs or struggles with breaking balls down and away. Those don't live in a vacuum, right? Those are set up by other pitches.
Yeah. And I can't wait till we get to the point where the pitch prior or the 2 pitches prior are charted before that outcome pitch. Because that would tell me a lot. And actually it tells you a lot too about, if you want to break it down even deeper, what was the score? What was the situation? Because hitters are looking for different things depending on what they need.
1 out for Goldschmidt. Got a fastball by him.
95. That's the kind of fastball that made JT Chagua a Dodger. We looked at the arm speed and said, with Rick Honeycutt's expertise and what we can show him to throw, we might find something and have something.
96 this time with movement.
Oh, and up a little bit where it just kind of crowds him. If this ball's down lower where the glove is, no, I like it exactly where it ended up. Doesn't mean the target was wrong. It just means that he wants it in there and he wants him to make almost a mistake with it off the plate. Run it in on his hands.
Let it do its thing.
Yeah.
Could really use a strikeout. Gets it with a slider. Set up by those 2 fastballs.
Outstanding pitching right there. Fastball away on the black. Fastball in, beats him, and then a breaking ball that you have to honor the original location because of 95 and 96 prior.
And put Pollock on intentionally. Why not at this point?
Put him on for the rest of this game and 2 more games.
Yeah. Bring up Chris Owens. Well, as much as the triple from Descalso felt like a gut punch, Chagua can at least put his foot down when it comes to momentum if he can keep Descalso from scoring. Descalso was at 3rd with nobody out when Chagua came in, and he's there now with 2 out. His first one to Chris Owens. Strike 1.
Shaggy wants that one back. He's glad he didn't swing. That's not where he wanted that pitch. That's that one that pitchers say, if I could throw a backup slider on purpose, that'd be something, but it still feels bad when it happens and the hitter's fooled because the spin's there, but it's going the opposite direction.
runs on another backup slider. This one taken off of the inside part. It's 1-1. Pollock at second now.
Chase Utley coming in and making sure with a 2-0 count. Where are we in the batting order? What are you going to do right here? First base open. That slider's backing up because he's trying to throw the best one in the world, and as he goes to do it with his 96-mile-an-hour arm speed, it's just slipping out the top a little bit on him.
Throws a good one there. 1-2.
Really good. A little bit calmer, a little better timing. Hand gets to the correct place. The spin is excellent. The location was perfect.
Got Ahmed to pop out. Struck out Goldschmidt after the intentional walk to Pollock. He's got Owens behind 1-2. And he strikes him out, going back to the slider. Good work by JT Chagua after Liberatore gave up a couple of ringing hits. Diamondbacks took the lead 4-3, but Chagua keeps it right there. For a preview of Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.
All right, thanks, Joe. A good 6 innings of work tonight for Clayton Kershaw. Not enough for him to get his second win of the year. After the game, we will hear from Kershaw as well as the skipper Dave Roberts. Jerry Nomar, they're going to be here to break it all down right after the game.
Okay, John. Gerard Dyson in the game defensively and left for Arizona. And now on the mound is Archie Bradley. The Dodgers put together some good at-bats against last night.
They sure did. They had some insurance runs that kept him from coming in early, but then all of a sudden the Dodgers started to mount an attack and Archie had to come in, but they had some really good at-bats against him. He never really got to his breaking ball. He tried to live with the fastball last night. Let's see what he mixes in here tonight.
Kemp waits on a breaking ball and hits it foul. He had an RBI single against Bradley last night. But this is their guy for the high leverage spot in front of the closer, Boxberger. Oh, 2. 1 out.
Fastball, breaking ball, fastball. You can get it up there around 97, 98 miles an hour.
Chase Utley with 1 out in a 4-3 game, 8th inning. And Kenley Jansen starting to get warm. No matter if they take the lead or not. It's been a while since he's pitched. Dave Roberts wants to get him in there. Breaking pitch for strike 1.
Left-handers hit Bradley so far this year at about a 263 clip. Righties just a tick over 100.
It'll be another lefty after Utley and Verdugo. Here comes a 1-1. And Utley hits a fly ball to center field for A.J. Pollock. 2 up, 2 down.
Archie Bradley seems to do everything fast. Breathe fast, fidget fast, stand on the rubber kind of fidgety fast, and then comes at you with this quick leg kick, quick turn, and jerks at you.
Yeah.
Even when he's standing there, he stands fast.
He does. You're exactly right. Nods fast. Strike 1. Throwing slow. It's 1-1.
Every at bat I see Alex Verdugo, I like him more and more. So consistent with just the way he gets in the box. He is precocious, the word?
As a hitter? For
yeah,
sure.
very precocious. I just tell you.
Kind of the opposite of Bradley in his movements, his mannerisms. Hit down the left field line. Dyson running over. Oh, that thing hit the top of the sidewall, and he hit the side of it. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think Alex is wound tight inside, but he's not showing it like Bradley. A bit of a face plant, maybe not quite all the way into the padding. Remind you a little bit of Yasiel Puig in San Francisco. Dyson got to hit the flat padded part of the wall. Yasiel got the corner where there's not much padding as it gets wrapped around.
Another 1-2. Verdugo takes in the dirt, not even flinching.
He is recognizing the spin right out of the pitcher's hand on those breaking balls that we have watched him take tonight in such a very professional manner.
And fouls off 94.
And no reaction of like disappointed in himself or proud of himself or get back in there with a different mode of just what just happened so it's going to affect me. No, he's very consistent.
Making Bradley earn it. The 2-2 again. Taken for ball 3. Muncy due next in a 1-run game in the 8th inning. Dodgers have led much of the way. Diamondbacks getting 2 in the bottom of the 7th. Now 3-2 and another foul ball. Next pitch will be the 10th to Alex Verdugo.
And he's making him work to the point where they can't even get on the same. Made him throw his cutter, his 3rd best pitch. He's had the fastball, curveball usually, but
Swats one to left. Playable for Dyson. Ultimately, Bradley wins the battle and sends us to the bottom of the 8th in a 4-3 game.
4 o'clock and see the 1988 World Series team before the Dodgers host the Reds at 6:10. If you're one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance, you'll also receive a 60th anniversary cap. It's all part of Alumni Weekend presented by Security Benefit. Visit Dodgers.com/alumni game.
Here's Kenley Jansen for his first outing in 6 days.
He's well rested, and he has been very anxious to get back out there. There have not been any save opportunities, but right here he's going to try and save an opportunity to come back in this game, get his work in, and restore a little confidence in himself and for the team.
Ketel Marte swings at the first pitch and grounds it foul.
It's been well documented that Kenley's velocity was a little down at the beginning of the season. It's been well documented that his command was not the same, and the movement on the cutter was not as consistent, but he started to get on the right path as of late. Can't really say that with 6 days rest, but last few outings.
Shot to short, backhand stab Chris Taylor. Calmly throws a speedy Marte out.
Left field, Tyson.
Now Gerard Dyson. Ball one. 2 more home runs tonight for Arizona. They've hit 17 in the 8 games against LA. Pollock hit 1. Christian Walker hit 1. Walker's, by the way, the 3rd longest home run in baseball this year. Two of the 3 longest have come here. Franchi Cordero of the Padres hit the longest of the year in this ballpark a couple weeks ago. 2-0 on Dyson.
Better make sure that humidor's working.
Sometimes it doesn't look like it. It's been totally different the way the ball has flown in this series and when we were here at the start of April. Dyson with a screamer into center for a base hit.
Cutter inside that just doesn't really cut. It's got the spin on it, but it doesn't have the movement right there.
Been a good night for Marrero. His first 2 hits in a couple weeks. Takes ball 1. Dodgers have Muncy at the pitcher's spot and Taylor due up in the 9th inning. Hernandez, Farmer, and Valera available off Dave Roberts' bench for the 2nd spot in the order against the closer Brad Boxberger, who's been perfect thus far. It's the only team in baseball yet to blow a save. They were giving away signs last night that said "box him up." The new phrase they have for Brad Boxberger. Two and up.
Kenley giving Dyson every look he can. He's come set and held and then gone over. He's come over quick after he comes set, and right there, even prior to coming set.
And a little bit of cutting action to it for strike one.
You look like you're dividing your attention when you're paying attention to the guy at first base, but in your mind's eye, you're delivering the pitch. In your conscious mind, you're making sure the runner's not too far off, and you can determine if you're going to first or not, so you can divide your attention, but you're really not divided.
There goes the runner. Grandal's throw not in time to get Dyson.
Yasmani threw this one right from his knees. Just came up. He saw the jump that Dyson got and said there's no time to move forward and take a step, so just throw it with a drop knee.
Dyson, the #1 stolen base percentage in the majors the last 5 years.
Diamondbacks like to steal third. You got to watch him here, even though it's a 3-1 count. You want first and third one out. He ended up walking him.
They lead the majors in that category, and there he goes. Pitch bounced and no throw.
Went right on first move. Didn't really even have a generous lead. Just said, I'm going to get this by a quick jump, not a distant lead. Didn't give it away that he was really going. Just waited for Kenley to flinch and then flew.
So after the walk to Marrero, here's John Ryan Murphy. Looking for a ground ball now to get out of this inning and keep it a 1-run game. Murphy bunts it with a safety squeeze on. Strike one.
When you got a fast runner like Dyson at third, you don't have to suicide squeeze. There's plenty of time to just, if the bunt gets down, Dyson takes a nice secondary lead, gets his weight coming to home. If that ball is fair, he's going to break.
Troy Lovello showing the importance of that 1 run standing at third. A 4-3 game in the 8th inning. Arizona tries to take the first 2 of this series, trying to send the Dodgers to their 4th consecutive defeat. Jansen to Murphy with an 0-1. Swings away this time, comes up empty, 0-2.
Overall, that was Kenley's best cutter. 92, late cut, hit the target. Needs one more of those to get out of this jam. Get it to at least 2 outs.
There goes the runner from first. A fly ball on the right field line. It is foul. We'll have a story to tell. Time Matt Kemp gave me a big hug because I made a great play on a ball down the line.
More than a story, you can go to like MLB.com. You can grab a little bit of that video. You can build something. Have the whole story.
Oh, 2 again. It's up high, 1-2.
Last 3 pitches right there. Fastball up and in, and 2 cutters away. One that was real good and one that was the foul ball down the right field line. I think you'll go back cutter away right here. Takes him a while to get to it. He might actually go slider in the dirt.
Putting his trust in Grandal. Instead sticks with the cutter to strike him out. 2 away.
93. Very fast leg kick, kind of jumping at him, and then just beats him to the spot. Most important thing about that pitch was up, got a little bit of cut action, and a big strikeout.
And a big hitter coming up, David Peralta. Pinch hitting. He was hit on the hand last night, and then they dodged a bullet, and that there were no broken bones. X-rays showed. Was considered day-to-day coming in, but Tortorella using him here with men at the corners and 2 out looking for insurance. Been one of the best hitters in the National League on this young season. Bouncing ball to short. Taylor stabs it across the diamond to get him. And that's the inning. Kenley Jansen with a scoreless 8th. On to the 9th in a 1-run game. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Try $5 combos at El Pollo Loco, like the original Pollo Bowl with chips and a drink. Well, the Diamondbacks tonight have stranded 9 men on base with a 1-for-12 performance with runners in scoring position, and so the lead is only 1. Brad Boxberger will try to protect it in the 9th.
Good efforts everywhere for the Dodgers. Cody Bellinger, last year's Rookie of the Year with the home run. Clayton Kershaw, the ace on the mound, with a very nice outing. And Kenley Jansen, the closer, puts up a 0. It wasn't for a save, but it was for this opportunity here in this inning.
Muncy, looks like Hernandez, and then back to the top in Taylor. 3 guys that have the ability to tie it with 1 swing. Muncy homered last night. Has a hit against Boxberger and 2 tries in his career. And if you are wondering about the long ball against this guy, he's given up 1 in his 12 appearances. So it's Muncy with a strike.
2 pitches, a fastball and a changeup. About a 12-mile-an-hour differential between them.
There is the change. It shows both pitches in the first 2 to Muncy, and it's 1-1.
It's kind of got that same little herky-jerky delivery, and then the arm comes through very quickly. Kind of slips through with that changeup.
Muncy golfs it to left. Dyson back on it to the warning track, but with room. 1 out. Well, 1-2-3 through the Dodgers in the 9th inning last night to hold on to an 8-5 win. It's Muncy and now faces Hernandez.
Kike might get the start at shortstop tomorrow.
Fastball for a strike. Kershaw, who pitched well tonight, 6 innings, gave up just 2 solo home runs and left with the lead. We'll take a no decision right now. Adam Liberatore on the hook, having given up the 2 runs on the triple to Descalso in the 7th. That's the difference right now.
Boxberger just flashed a breaking ball right there. 87-mile-an-hour slider. You don't see that very often.
On 1-1. This is down and away for ball 2. Only team in the bigs without a blown save. Maybe it makes them do. A pop-up. They are an out away from keeping that perfect.
I was going to ask you to repeat it so we could kind of build it into a jinx.
Right. Up to Taylor. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike.
A lot of energy around the league with fan bases that are full of frustration from last year with the Dodgers dominant winning. And now when they have a chance to beat the Dodgers on the road this year, they are into it.
Taylor's ahead. Trying to get their 7th win in 8 games against the Dodgers this year. A 2-1 to Taylor. Ball 3.
And Boxberger in a 1-run game trying to finish off the save has gone hard stuff away to Taylor the whole way. If you're going to hit a home run, you're going to have to beat me to center field or right field. He doesn't want to throw him that changeup, make a mistake on the inner half, give Chris something to pull. Fastball away again.
Misses. Ball 4. Dodgers keep things alive with a 2-out walk from Taylor. And it gives Jock Peterson a chance, representing the go-ahead run. He's continued to look comfortable at the plate tonight. No hits to show for it, but he was hit by a pitch and he's walked twice.
2 of the Dodgers' 3 runs came from this situation, a 2-out walk and then a Bellinger blast.
Jock Peterson looks at strike 1.
Threads the needle.
Outfield very deep. Now an 0-1 pitch. It's a changeup taken for a ball outside, 1-1.
It's not the wide strike. It's called properly.
That thing moves about a foot. Taylor off of first, 2 out. That changeup caught the corner, 1-2.
It's a hanging changeup, ends up in the upper quadrant of the strike zone, right there where you normally throw the 93-mile-an-hour fastballs.
Down to their final strike. Got to reach the seats, and we'll do it again. Same time tomorrow night, 6:40 first pitch. Zach Godley for Arizona. Hyun-Jin Ryu for the Dodgers. Series will wrap up with an afternoon game Thursday. Wood against Corbin. Another 1-2 to Jock Peterson. That one gets by, and Taylor's going to move into scoring position. Changes the equation a bit for Jock.
Boxberger overthrew this ball. They were going wide away, and he pulled it all the way inside. See, that ball ends up cutting. He came around it so much, throwing it so hard. Starting pitchers for the Diamondbacks have crowded Jock with hard stuff throughout the first two games. Boxberger, with the game on the line, has been staying hard away from both Taylor and Peterson. Now a single ties the game. See where they go.
A 2-2. Inside. It almost hit him with that little Chase Utley knee duck. Full count.
Two out, nobody on, but right now this will get your attention.
Taylor walked to extend the night. Took second on the wild pitch. Boxberger with a 3-2 to Jock Peterson. He struck him out with a fastball. And the Diamondbacks have taken the first two games of this series, sending the Dodgers to a fourth consecutive defeat.
This one hurts. Clayton Kershaw, normally the stopper, he performed like one. Kenley Jansen put up the 0. Bellinger got a home run. The Dodgers played a very good game, but the bullpen was disappointing again, and that's the reason they're going home with an L.
Play of the game brought to you by Lexus. Two-run triple from Dan to Descalso off Adam Liberatore. Dodgers led the game 3-2 at that point. Liberatore gave up back-to-back singles to the bottom two men in the order to open the seventh, and then that triple to Descalso. For Earl Hershiser, Alana Rizzo, and the rest of our crew.